The federal government has ordered the withdrawal of the case against Comfort Emmanson related to an incident on an Ibom Air flight on the 10th of August 2025, which I'm sure that you all have seen. Now, Emmanson had been remanded in prison following the event. The decision to withdraw the case came amid widespread condemnation from civil society groups, the public and the Nigerian Bar Association, all of whom criticized Ibom Air and the airline operators for Nigeria for their handling of the situation. Meanwhile, Nigeria Police Force has begun investigating Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, also known as Kwam, over alleged unruly behavior that reportedly obstructed the safe operation of an aircraft at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. The force public relations officer, DCP Oluwatodimu Ige, in a statement said the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority had formally petitioned the police over the incident, which allegedly occurred on the 5th of August 2025. Joining us now to discuss more on this is a legal practitioner, Oluwatodimu Ige. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a very interesting turn of event, and I'm sure that the public has been on this case for a long time. First off, I'll start by asking, what's your take on the recent development?
Well, it means that the recent development that the federal government has said that the matter be withdrawn shows that the public outcry and the feedbacks from the general populace and, of course, the opinions by various pressure groups, professional bodies, has actually gotten to the government. And as a result of that, the government has intervened in the impasse.
So what do you say that there is a difference between the case of Kwam and Comfort Emmanson? Because a lot of people see so much similarities in those cases.
Yes, well, as a matter of fact, the matters are very similar because when you look at it broadly, and if you look at the infringements that the infringement against the law, number one, we can see the issue of assault. Now, assault is on both sides for the case of Clement. Because it's reported that she assaulted the air hostess, while also, from the videos that we have seen, the way she was handled and manhandled also shows that assault was also on her part. For Kwam, it's evident from the videos that we have seen that he obstructed the movement of the airline, and was also alleged that he sprinkled whatever the substance that was in his flask on operatives of value jet. So, as a matter of fact, if you look at it, both of them have committed virtually the same offense, but the handling of it was just what was different.
So, what legal implications might arise from the federal government's withdrawal of the case against Ms. Comfort Emmanson?
Well, as it stands, the Administration of Criminal Justice in Nigeria empowers the federal government and even a complainant to withdraw an action against an individual. So the legal implication of this is that there will be no action, there will be no criminal action against Ms. Comfort Emmanson, and she will be discharged. And from the press release, we can see that instruction has also been given to the prosecutor and the complainant to facilitate a release from the Kirikiri. So what this means in the large effect is that she has been discharged. No criminal charges will be pressed against her.
So let's talk about the angle that nobody actually saw coming, and that is the possibility of a legal recourse on the part of Ms. Emmanson concerning the unauthorized release of that particular video footage. What legal recourse is available to her?
Well, from my perspective, and my perspective is largely premised on what the law says. Number one, for her, the legal recourse, number one is as enshrined in Section 36 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that ensures that she's protected, she's she is dignified. Every Nigerian has a right to privacy and dignity. And from what you have seen in those videos, it's evident that her dignity was not maintained. If you are going to arrest someone, there are proper procedures of arrest. That's on one side. Number two is the issue of cyberbullying. As a matter of fact, because if you look at the provisions of the Cybercrimes Act, you will see that some of the videos that were aired online showed her bosom, and that video was posted by an airline crew, because the angle of the video shows that whoever recorded that video must have been working for the airline, and she has a recourse to actually go against them for that. Number three is you see that in one of the videos that I saw, the air hostess resisted her leaving the aircraft. Of course, that also can, if the facts are properly examined, she can also come out against them for an action that we call false imprisonment, because she was refrained, she was detained unlawful. And finally, she also has a right, because there's a civil tort has been committed. She can actually sue the airline and, of course, get damages and compensation for all the items that I've listed above.
So it's quite interesting, because a lot of individuals might not understand the gravity of what happened or what transpired that day. So how does the intervention of the Nigerian Bar Association and public outcry influence legal proceedings in cases like this one?
Well, now, the law is the law. That's the truth of it. The law is the law. But considering that the Nigerian Bar Association, which is the foremost professional body of lawyers in Nigeria, has intervened to say that, two wrongs cannot make a right. Yes, Ms. Comfort Emmanson erred on the side of law. But on the other part, Ibom Air, did they handle the matter as they ought to have handled it? So that brings us to the intervention of NBA and all the public outcry. The government we're in a democracy. It's government of the people, for the people, by the people. That means that the government ordinarily should listen, and it shows that the government is listening, ends their intervention on compassionate ground to see that the law does not take its course, to see how parties, of course, the law also allows for ADR, and in this instance, this is the ADR mechanism that has been deployed to see that the matters do not further escalate.
All right, legal practitioner Oluwatodimu Ige. Clearly this case isn't over yet. Thank you so much for discussing it with us.